Wow. Um, let's do more of Chinatown State Agency. Last time our dreams were ruined of being in this, thinking audio, whatever. I'm dying mentally. Um, what are we doing? Calling Justin. Okay. Justin. Justin. Hey there, stranger. Sorry, who is this? Very funny. I'm just glad you had the time to call an old man back. Come by the office, old man, we'll chat. Howdy. Ran out of booze. Come to see if the bottle I gave you is still good. Came to see the bottle I gave you is still good. Sorry, this font, I hate it. Much better. Just in time, reckon it's got a few decades left on it. Like what you done with the place. All you need now is a deer stalker and a pipe. Was that a temple priest that you saw in the hallway? Send me my first hire. Branching out. Why not? If there's one thing the city needs, it is little serenity. So going to tell me why you're really here? Remember the Havelock incident? The research center? Sure, hard to forget. What were the papers calling it? The flaming sword firebombing? Don't get me started on the papers. The boys in the forensics finally found their butts and concluded it was arson. Wow, real crack team you got there. As you're involved, I'm assuming they found bodies? Only one, thank gosh. The place was empty except for Jane Doe. She's unidentified. How's that possible? You ask why I was here. You want to know more? Meet me at the morgue. I'll be there from 7. Rendezvous with the coroner. I could really use your help on this one, kid. Pro bono. In this economy? We'll scrounge up some dough for you. At least whatever your last client managed. We? Hey, la mala. Me la. Scrounge up some dough. Justin. Loki won an SPF case. This is an SPF case. Not official, but close as I can get. Just want to say my last client was kind of rich. More, he did end up dead. Bring the wine. But he did pay me a pretty penny the first time at least. Then he kind of dwindled. Getting late. If I wanted to continue this case, I needed to meet Justin at the morgue by 7. Okay, well I'm gonna head over to the morgue. What do you mean? He just left the office. It wasn't even 7 p.m. yet, man. Seven p.m. the morgue. Guess I can do that. Cloven Pine. Okay. Google. Maybe in 7 a.m. I should just wait until 7 a.m. Chinatown Detective Agency. Miss Dharma? So I knew this day would come. Here to collect, go on then, I don't think I need to eat or anything. I'm gonna load you. It's right after we hired Sammy. We'll see what happens. 12:03. I really don't think this is it, man. I think I gotta wait a couple hours to the early morning and see what happens. I, okay, let's wait until it just like is it 13 hours? No, 14 hours? Good old 4 a.m. No, that works. It'd be 2 a.m. He's a late nighter. What can I say? Um, Justin.
Hey there, stranger.
Audio's fixed.
Sorry, who is this?
Very funny.
I'm just glad you have time to call an old man back.
Come by the office, old man. We'll chat.
I said we haven't had dialogue in forever that was spoken. So I thought maybe something was wrong anyway.
Howdy.
I ran out of booze. Came to see if that bottle I gave you is still good.
You're just in time. Reckon it's got a few decades left on it.
Like what you've done with the place. All you need now is the deer stalker and pipe. Was that a temple priest I saw in the hallway?
Sammy, my first hire.
Branching out?
Why not? If there's one thing this city needs, it's a little serenity. So, going to tell me why you're really here?
Remember the Havelock incident?
The research center. Sure. Hard to forget. What were the papers calling it? The flaming sword firebombing?
Don't get me started on the papers. The boys in forensics finally found their asses and concluded it was arson.
Wow, a real crack team you've got there. Since you're involved, I'm assuming they found bodies?
Only one, thank God. Place was empty except for our Jindo.
She's unidentified? How is that possible?
You asked why I was here. You want to know more? Meet me at the mob. I'll be there from 7. Rendezvous with the coroner. I could really use your help on this one, kid.
Pro bono?
In this economy, we'll scrounge up some dough for you. At least, whatever your last client managed.
We?
Okay lah, me lah. I'll scrounge up some dough.
Justin.
Look, you wanted an SPF case. This is an SPF case. Not official, but close as I can get. The mob, 7 p.m. Bring the wine.
Do. I'm gonna head right there. Tanjong Pagar. That was not possible.
No, that's not possible.
Yeah, here we are. Sorry, Justin. Facts are facts. Amira? Is everything okay?
Gentlemen?
Dr. Lee Woon. Ah, this is the help I was telling you about.
Chinatown Detective Agency.
Ms. Dharma Woon Wah, State Coroner. This here is Dr. Jensen Lee, attending physician. Nasty business, especially for a fine lady like yourself to be worrying about. Bro, it was like 2038, 2037. Heard about your involvement with the Temple of the Self and the Yule family.
Justin
Very well
told
done.
me you had something unusual.
Oh my, straight to it, all business this one. Havelock bombing, one victim currently
Wait,
unidentified.
God, how did the fire start?
Drones, two to be precise. Smaller one probably bought commercially, smashed a window, and then a larger one dropped the payload. White phosphorus, not something you can get away, not something
Any
you can get
leads
just
there?
anywhere. Last I heard, SPO had a
But
couple
we're
of
looking
guys
at a
on it.
murder.
Could bust it down to manslaughter with a good enough team. But my opinion, this was death by drone, signed, sealed,
How
and
is it
delivered.
the body has no name?
Right now, I simply don't know. Tried everything. Identifying objects found in the person. Facial recognition is no-go as the body will you've seen the damage. Search of the lab records turned up nothing. Apparently no one's worked there in years. Lastly, and this is where it gets downright spooky, no genetics
She's
or
not in the
record.
state census?
No DNA match at all. That is unusual. Ms. Dharma, everyone in Singapore is on a database, you, me, your district MP, and his mother. But this woman, like she never
Told you
existed.
this was a good one.
Everything that's burned up by the fire is on the table over there. And of course, we're at your disposal should you have any
I've
questions,
had worse
wink wink.
starts to a case, but not many.
So, we'll take it.
You knew I'd take it as soon as it crossed my desk.
That I did. Too much of your dad in you. Well, my work here is done. Gentlemen, Miss Dharma, call me when you've cracked it.
That damn hair, man. Literally, was it? Yes, ma'am, sir, madame. I've never spoken to a private eye before, sorry. Count yourself lucky. And Amira is fine. What was the cause of death? Asphyxiation, she suffocated. Smoke inhalation, the most common way to go in these cases. So the body was badly burned. Yes, took the fire department several hours to get the fire under control. Body is, I'll be honest, is a mess. A mess. Definitely died unseen. 100% burns were consistent with his surroundings, so were the particulate in her lungs. Our Jane Doe died at the lab. What causes the fire? A white phosphorus payload, that's as much as I know. Anonymity. How many Jane Does have come across this lab recently? None ever. Ms. Dharma Amira. I can't stress how unusual it is for the body to go unidentified these days. After the deregulation, the gene market took off. There's barely a base sequence in the human body that isn't copyrighted by some conglomerate. Everyone in Singapore gets a gene tagged. You enter the city, you're on the record. But this woman, not only is she not, we haven't found a single trackable marker. Her eyes were gone, so we couldn't take an iris print. The fire was pretty intense. Her mouth basically fell up in on itself. Dental records will be unreliable. The rest of her physical markers were burned away in the fire. But Miss Dharma, there should have been something. A woman on that slab doesn't exist. It's all for now, naturally. Have you ever seen anything like this? No, I haven't. Thank you for your time. I've gotten all I needed from the doctor. I doubt there's anything. The delectable Miss Dharma. Just speaks very highly of you, the old dog. How can I help you, my dear? Just the mirror is fine, thank you. Is that really all there was left from the lab? You're suggesting? No, it's just an unusual item to find in a research laboratory. You can tell a lot about someone by what they leave behind. I remember a guy at suicide out in the woodlands. His entire apartment was filled with cat food. Not that strange, you might say. Guy never owned a cat in his life. Real head scratcher. Unusual as it may be, the tablet in the window the tablet is the window into the girl's life. Wherever she was, the message. Did you see the message left on the billboard? Not in person, couldn't help but see it all over the newsfeed. Flaming sword firebombing. Sign was tagged from out of the country, but that's all I know. The building? You mentioned the building was vacant. Laboratory, as a question, was on the 4th floor. The rest of the building was empty, or shell offices. Entire place was automated. Part of the whole smart city thing. No receptionists, no janitors, no staff. Her lab, though, stacked to the ceiling with high-tech stuff. I'm no whiz kid, but I know an industrial-grade server bank when I see one. And yet, according to the records, not a single soul had entered the building since 2028. Through distraction pod, a few things in life creep me out as much as this thing. Medical staff love it though, keeps the job clean, simple, and sterile. You're all this one being.
Amira?
Sorry, Justin? Are you here? Hello, Justin, are you in the wall? Plastic and metal limbs freshly harvested, probably on their way to the clinic to the poorer parts of town. chunk of ceramic, no, a clay tablet, and was the writing etched onto its face. All that was left were a few characters, rough lines, and triangles scrawled into a perfect bound bunch of rows. Something to it, something I could use. After all, sometimes getting results meant bending the rules. X-rays show a communicated fracture, a communicated fracture, but it's not Panday, just another day at work for the medical examiner. Not much to view this. Not gonna happen. Thank you both, you've been very helpful. Keep in touch, Ms. Dharma. Message writ large with neon indiscretion. Indiscretion, sorry, proudly taking this claim. Woman unknown to the world in life, now in death. Once you get to like 3 hours into a narration game, I start to get bored of reading. What was switching soon anyway? Who were you? Why does someone want you not just dead, but erased? What did you do to deserve this? Damnado memorai. In the focus? Needed to unload on someone, preferably someone I could trust. Excuse you? Sammy, you're my therapist now. Before we enter a building though, I do need to go flip my food. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. Resume. We were going back to her office, right? 1 hour later. Sammy. Just after we arrived, the message appeared. The hand that wields the flaming sword is burned by a fire that knows no master. Spook? He spoke. So now we have an SPF case. SPF case with no leads and no clues. Except for one. Goodness. No, you're done, Sammy. Do you know what this is? I was hoping you could tell me. Mira, this is magnificent. Hard to tell given the state of the bit, but it looks to be a genuine artifact. Where did you get this? Let's just say it's related to our Jane Doe. What are those marks on there? Writing? I think so. An important part of my studies was the learning of other cultures, histories, myths. How can I truly comprehend the divine without a variety of perspectives after all? All I read were translations. Looks to be the real deal. But I know men, scholars, identify this language, and I'm almost certain I can translate it for you. Let's hope it's more than an ancient to-do list. Single clue, one chance. Time to get linguistic, and hope Sammy can get us rolling. I have no idea. You have any information on it's that Sammy? If I were to call Sammy, I don't want to actually ruin something. Like, do I get like a list of options? Probably not, right? Um, Ancient languages. Let's see. Before 1000 BCE. Haddock. Picture, please. Oh. Ancient languages written on stone tablets. Sorry, Khan Academy, you're not what I'm looking for. Images. Mesopotamia? Ancient Mesopotamia is often referred to as the cradle of civilization, a label that actually carries a certain level of truth to it. Banks and rivers of Euphrates and Tigris. Mankind found the world's first major city 6,000 years ago and invented the world's first writing system. Cuneiform. Alright. We'll give it what's his face to call. Sami. I believe it is cuneiform, my guy. Okay, what about Mesopotamia? Wow, Semi. Okay, back to the drawing board. It's not Lydian. Sumerian? I don't think so. God, I'm a genius. Sumerian, well done, Amira. Want to be the belle of the ball with this? Can't even tell you how much language scholars relish a challenge. I'll make some calls, meet at the Temple of the Self in 3 hours. See you soon. Map. It's not where this is. Aw, frick, we're gonna be riding the tram for a minute. I remember where it is. In Badok, right? No, it's not Badok. I've been in Badok once and I assume every single area is Badok. Nagilang. Palabar. Yes. Sammy. Amira, I didn't expect you this early. Did you change your clothes? You used to have like a yellowish hue to your clothes. I'm glad you can make it. What have you got for me? Good news and bad. Good news, I know a man who knows a man who knows a Samaria like the back of his hand. Since the old web died, he's about as close as you'll get to a dictionary in these parts. Fully translated transcript. Sammy, that's amazing. But the bad news? Fortunately, your tablet is a fake. Credit fairly recently, as will become apparent once you read the translation. Using a CAD-CAM device, apparently. Regardless, please pass on my thanks to your friend. Good luck. There's more here than I expected, given the size of the tablet. Whoever had etched this Sumerian across this thing had packed a lot in the medium for a small space. Concerns someone, something known as P. Fear pours off the pages. Whoever our victim was, she knew something was about to go down. What then could it be? An address in Kalang? And an access code? She'll leave this on purpose? Only one way to find out. Guess I'm headed to Kalang. Sam, you see you home. Look at this dude. This beefcake. Man, I called the police. Enough is enough. Your structural integrity remains at 100. Please desist from your assault. Are you the police? Yes, I. This woman has been doing something for the last hour. Listen to that, din. Every night the same thing. Now I appreciate your carpentry as much as the next person, but this is ridiculous. You did the right thing, sir. Of course, if you wish to interrogate me, I'm more than willing. Anything to help. I'll take it from here. If you need a witness statement, I'm in 34B. Good day. Farewell. Instruction completed. Residence currently occupied. Please leave a message and return at a later date. Welcome home. Place is as sterile as its owner's current residence. white walls and floors bring to mind the cold inhumanity of the morgue. Hello, you are non-static. Who? Static. Apologies, there appears to be an error with my vocal processor. I am currently unable to vocalize the name of my proprietor, Static. How odd. What are you? I am a caretaking routine. Functions include, but are not limited to, calendar management, automated note-taking, activity monitoring, sustenance stockage, admission filtering, and procedural correspondence generation. Non-alarm? Intruder alert systems are currently not a part of my purview. I did not think Static believed they were necessary. Seems Static was incorrect. Who created you? Created on 4th of June, 2028 by Prolonged Static. Can you spell out the name of your owner? Prolonged Static. Okay, fine. Know me anything about her at all? I'm afraid all the records of my proprietor were erased. By who? Prolonged Static. What was your owner's obsession with Sumerian? Seems to follow her around like a bad smell. Sumerian is one of the oldest codified languages known to man. My owner's vocation concerns the psychology and dissemination of languages in artificial learning environments. It is natural Static would look to mankind's roots to establish a new future for their progeny, teaching languages to AIs. Simplified summary, but yes, thank you. Top of the line model. In fact, I've never seen a personal computer this advanced. Auto startup, a motion sensor, perhaps. Can't be that easy. Desktop was so sparse as the apartment, a single folder. Incredible, such a powerful machine was being used for a simple makeshift diary. Red letter day, we're still away from version 1.0, but 0.9, sorry, 0.9, but forming it so far beyond expectations, almost doesn't matter. Boot up at the sim, started small, modest investment within hours, we were seeing the 4-figure returns. We had to shut down as we were getting outside interest from mass. Must have thought we were a bunch of hackers flaunting the system. They should be so lucky. One strange item, first shutdown didn't work. Before the protocols landed, they were intercepted and cancelled. Second set got through as normal, but for a moment it was as if the thing was resisting. Follow up with hey, I hurry tomorrow. Therapist didn't work. Kept trying to place importance on family, friends, relationships. Could see his eyes flare when I failed to show interest, like a collector finding a rare specimen. Spent the next hour trying to tease out some imagined trauma. Didn't work. He took it personally. Dead bird on the way home. More and more these days. Pollution, probably. New transliteration. Progressing. Another tax record. Chickens and grain pigs. Interesting didact undertone. Must inform the museum. New job offer. Some research lab out of country. Not entirely facile. Might see what they had to offer. Mail from a mother. Had doorbell, wrote no response. Mood content. Let me send a quick message real quick. Sick today, forced home from the lab despite protestations. Work progressing, acquisition approaching juvenile levels, although it has a real problem with context-based logographs. Protein supplement, vitamin shake times 3, mood frustrated. Some of the numbers in the door keypad. Okay. Numbers are the key. What does this mean? Maybe too late, I can feel his eyes on me. Anything happens, he'll make sure I'm untraceable. That's the power he's amassed, but if you find this fine Harry, he's the only one who can stop him. Can't leave location here, too risky, but I left it in the safe. Numbers are the key, never get the hang of uniforms. I'll get you to Harry, I will return to Singapore, I hope, praise out of reach. It was just a job, a distraction except for Harry, just a job. Never saw the cruelty, the pain, please forgive us when we'd stop him. What are you hiding? Alright, I'm gonna have to translate the cuneiforms. I don't want letters, I want numbers. And the code of the safe over there. Make sure the network device and now are separate. I have no connection to said device. You're welcome. How do you convert to 260 or 3? Okay. You were 3? 31. 30. 7. 12. So, okay, so what was it? 3? 41? Hold on. What was it? Oh, one sec. My bad. My bad. So this is what? 3? 51? 30? 7? 12? I just don't know how they got 2607 from the other group. Anyway, 3? 51? There might not be spaces in this. 30? 7? 12? You do without spaces. 3? 51? 30? 7? 12? How were you 2603? It's 3 at the top. So each notch going down is a 1, right? So the top one is 3 notches. Now, if it has points going to the left, each one is 10. So that is 51. Then it's 30. Then it's 7. It's the same code. And it's 12. So I can't move. Oh, that's why. I hate this. So apparently, you combine the 30 and the 70 because you just do it for fun. I don't see a reasoning. And then there's a base 60 type edition. So, where's my pen and pad? And that's my grocery list. So let's see here. So how does this work? So if it's 351, 37, 12, we, for every extra digit going right to left, we add an extra 60 to it. Multiplicative wise. So 12 times 1 is 12. Okay. And 37 times 60. 37 times 60 is 37 times 6. 6 times 37. It'll be 18. And then plus the 6 times 7. 7 times 6 is 42. So 18 on the 42. I'm having a stroke. Be 2220. Okay. Then we do 51. Times this would be. I guess you would do the 60s first. Then in itself is 3600. Then 3600 times 51. One times 36. Okay. Well, 51 times 10. 5100. Then we got 10,200. Then we got 15,300. And then 60 more. 6 more. Or I can just use my calculator. There you go. What is there for? I'm here to. I'm trying to go fast. I'm 20 minutes late. So let's see. 51 times 3600. 183 600. 83600. Okay. Then we're doing 30, right? So we're gonna be doing or sorry, 3, my bad, not 30. So 3 times, in parentheses, this will be parentheses 60 times 60, which is already 3600, we just did that, so we'll do 3600 times 60. Okay. 3600 times 60 is clear. 36. Sorry, clear. 3600. 3600. 3600 times 60 is 2016,000. Okay. Now 3 times 2116 is sorry, 2016 is well, 3 times 16 be 48. That'd be 648. Let me just do 648,000 added with 138,000. Let's see here. Plus 183, 600 plus 2220 plus 12 equals 833,832. Son of a gun. Code accepted. Bingo. That's a bingo. New Delhi, huh? Something on the other side. As for man, his days are numbered. Ominous. Looking for Harry, I don't know why. um, Perfect timing. To the airport.
Mr. Khan? Harry Khan?
Can I help you?
Hold. Third instance, second quadrant, memory leak. Make a note of it.
I really hope so, Mr. Khan.
Dr. Con, if you please, but Harry's fine.
Amira Dharma, Chinatown Detective Agency.
API, the new frontier of law enforcement, yes. Your kind is on the rise, it seems.
Dr. Khan, I traveled a long way. All I'm hoping is to get a few minutes of your time. I have some questions about a colleague of yours. A colleague without a name.
How intriguing. Please.
This is an impressive facility, Dr. Khan. Rare to see outside of China these days.
So true. Since the Great Crash, China seems to be one of the few lights of progress in a world blanketed in ignorance. The majority of my work was focused there, until the government decided I was no longer welcome. But enough of my woes. How may I assist you?
I'm sorry to tell you this, but it appears one of your colleagues was killed. Perhaps intentionally.
Oh, goodness. Who?
That's the million-dollar question. The question I'm hoping you can answer. Victim was a woman, untraceable through normal means. The only clues to her identity are a fascination with the Sumerian language and an apartment in Woodlands.
Mega.
I'm sorry?
Megha Pandey.
Dead, you say?
I'm afraid so.
How? When?
Recently, a fire in the laboratory in Singapore. I called the case there.
That
Yes,
was
how did
her
you?
project. She spent years building it up, finding the right funding. She wanted to expand her concepts, build a new language fit for the age. She asked me to join her, but I had other priorities.
Dr. Khan, all record of her was erased. Gene tags, employment records, even the personal assistant in her apartment didn't know her name. Someone went through a lot of trouble to make sure I never discovered Megha's identity. Never discovered you. Do you have any idea who could be behind this?
She was a language specialist, although I imagine that's obvious. Her job was to handle language acquisition, the lens through which we view the world.
I don't follow.
Without language, there's no understanding, no imagination. Remove a word from a language and you remove the concept. Add one, and you change the way people comprehend existence itself. As for man, he stays unnumbered. Whatever he might do, it is but wind. I believe I can assist you, Miss Tama. But not here. Let's meet back in Singapore. I still have friends there. I will contact you when it is time. When it is safe.
Thank you. I really hope you do, Dr. Khan. Harry.
Time to go home.
Megha Pandey.
The rest is in the file.
Excellent work, kiddo. You've outdone yourself. Here.
Let's go. I'm exhausted, Justin. I don't like where the case is headed now one bit. Dr. Khan talked about changing people's perceptions of reality. The Pandey was a language programmer for something. Bigger than arson. Bigger than one murder.
I did some digging. Some might
More you
even
might
call
know.
it- might even call it police work. Found
Found a case from your back?
back.
Guy was killed while
Driver
out jogging.
Chalked it up to a malfunction. Terrible accident. The guy was killed by a drone.
Ayoy. Told me he had a name.
Name, no face, no records. It was like he never existed.
Cloven Pine. I'm all for that puzzle, but like I don't still get why we combine the 30 and the 7 together. 2 drill murders, 2 anonymous victims. Coincidence doubtful. Khan was the key, I just needed to... Oh, this can't be good. Can I save it and we'll do this next time? Yes, let's go. Alright, give me a slash marker, I'll be back in a minute with Boys Night. And close the just thinking calculator.